Okay, so I started at 9. If you saw the last video, um, I went from 225 to 320, 200 to 325 grit, and then I went up to 600 grit, 1200 grit, and 3000 grit. That's about 5 discs. It's about 11 o'clock now, but I took a break between every disc. The stones are coming along just really beautiful. And now the fun starts. They're already shiny. I mean, I could stop here, but I don't because I like a real wet look. These are not wet. These are shined up. And so afterwards, what I'll do is tell you how to get them off the dopstick. That's not hard to do. And take individual pictures and post them to YouRockInLeather on Etsy. So this is a cotton disc. It is different from all the other discs. You can buy them pre-charged. I don't buy them pre-charged. I put my own either cerium oxide, which this used to be, but now I found sapphire powder, which I just think is the most wonderful thing in the entire world. We're going to put a little on. They say this is different from every other disc. So they say not too much water. Some people don't even use water. I do use water. And you put a little bit on, not a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Oh my God. So we have to get that off. Let me get that off somehow real quick. Everything always happens. And I don't want to stop the video because I don't know how to like restart the same video. So let me just get this off. It's funny, I said not a lot and that whole thing came down. Okay. So that's like right. Maybe a teaspoon. That's already a lot, but I'm going to slap it on there. And you get it wet because if you turn your machine on and it's not like wet, it's going to go all over the place, which it does anyway, but you don't want to breathe sapphire powder. And I need to buy a new cotton disc. They're from Rio Grande. They made a new one now, which is really a thick cotton. It's fabulous. It's about $15. So this is going to go very fast. This is the fastest part of the whole series of discs. Turn your machine on. Oops, see that? Just fly it. Now this is the only disc you don't really want to put at full speed. You go slower speed, slower everything, less water, just a touch. I probably won't be dipping it into this water. You don't want to risk getting old grits that might put scratches back in. So we're going to get a little water going. And let's see what happens. A little faster. And also with this final polish, you don't press a lot. You're like buffing. You're going to get the feel of that. You don't press. You're just, like the lighter you go, you're just buffing it up like you're buffing leather shoes. Boy, that feels good. It feels so good. You have no idea. I love it. I might put some more sapphire powder on between each one. You know, my mother's from Naples, Italy. More is always better. We can't get over that. 10 spaghettis are better than one. Whoops, I forgot my goggles. Always, always, always use goggles. So let me I have to dip. Yeah, it's nice. So we're going to buff slow, 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 nice and slow. Buff it up. Love the buff. gonna buy another webcam. I'm looking for a wireless one so I can then, without, this webcam is mounted in the right spot, so I don't want to unmount it. But I need to have one out there in the where I eat, my kitchen area, where I can show you how to put the stones on the dopstick and take them off the dopstick, and also film them individually. So this is probably enough, but let's see what happens here. Oh my God. This is the fun part. I wish I can. So I won't waste time trying to get you to see that. It's too dark. You can go to YouRockInLeather on Etsy and see everything. Some of it, these I'm going to put on without mounting them in leather. Eventually they probably will go in leather or wrapped in gold filled wire, which is very nice. Gold filled is great. It will not turn on you. I like silver and I like copper. I love them both, but they turn. And that's the downside, because once they're mounted, you want to polish the silver and you get all that gook on your stone, and it's very hard to get off. It just doesn't work. So that's that stone. You can call that a finished stone. I can't help it. I got to put a little more sapphire powder on. Oops, see what happens? Now, I guess, what am I going to do? I'm going to turn this off. Put some sapphire powder on there. That's not good. Like to have to turn it off and everything, but that's the brakes. So let's load it up this time. Why not? I'm going to go through all the stones. All 5 stones, and then I just got in a beautiful, it's turquoise and chrysocolla mixed in the same stone. That's going to take a fantastic polish, because I already know chrysocolla does, and turquoise. Both of them are soft stones. They take a great polish. Look, be prepared to have a messy room. All water. This is, I have a clear shower curtain to protect my walls, because things go flying. But who cares? It's fun. One day, probably, I hope not today, but you're going to see maybe one stone fly off the dopstick. That's not fun. If it was on this side, it's going to come in my face. If it's on this side, it's going to go out towards the window, and so you won't get hurt. But that's why the goggles are important. So now I got a lot of sapphire powder on here. I'm going to take that first stone and just go over it one more time. This is really, really shiny, kind of shiny. This is kaleidoscope agate. That other stone, long stone, is crazy lace agate. Beautiful. You see when you see the light, when it has the wet look, but it's not wet, that's when you know your stone is finished. And remember, when you're finishing up, you're buffing. Soft touch, don't press hard. And I don't know where I read it, but it makes sense. You don't want to concentrate in the middle of always in the middle of the disc, because you're going to eat up that. Try to use all the parts of the disc. Like in the middle here, in the middle is the most common. But you're gonna find, like, this disc is not new, so I still have some. I need to buy more cotton buffs, but I'm gonna use the outside of this disc because it's still got some good cotton left, some buff. Oh boy, that's nice. Yep, that's getting finished. A little more water, just a little bit more on this one. Maybe too much sapphire powder isn't so great. You got to get just the right light touch and the right amount of sapphire powder. And then some people, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to. Some people finish up with hand rubbing the stones with carnauba wax. That's a very good protectant for the stone. Oh, is that a pretty stone? Okay, now these are those amethyst, the ones that look like lion's heads I told you. What a polish this takes. These are really nice. They have iridescent orange little light colors coming out from them. I love these stones. These are what people throw out. I mean, they don't get fine gems out of that, but I think they're beautiful. It's actually the root of the amethyst, and it's got these greens and copper. The color is that color of copper, which is from copper ore in the mine. So we're gonna. I know this is. Oh, this is. I can feel it. I already know. It's a beautiful polish. Yep. Now, as I'm finishing up, light. Don't press too hard, or you're not going to get a high shine. The lighter, the better. When you're finishing up, that's good. One more to go. Good enough to eat. I'm going to just do this one and then go over that first one a bit. And those 5 stones are done and ready to set in leather, ready to sell separately. Maybe I'll post them on eBay. have any questions, absolutely anything, I'd be happy to answer. There's little tricks to knowing your machine. You're durable. I just figured out something new about it. And that's it. I'm more than willing to help. There's room out there for everybody. I'd rather teach than keep secrets like they used to do in the old days. Competition is good. Okay, now at the end, light, 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 light. Once you get used to it, the stone sort of lets you know how it wants to be buffed. Something about these last three amethysts, they just want to be caressed very lightly. Just like waxing a car. Okay, let me go over this one once again. Now this one here, you see the harder the stone is, the more they want. You have to put a little pressure on it to get it going. And then when you're finishing up, light. Oh, I just noticed. I know what's happening here. No water. We got to put water in here. That's what we need. Okay. I'm going to close the video now, and then wash these stones off. You don't ever want to wash, don't ever do anything in your own kitchen sink or your bathroom sink. You do not want any stone material in your pipes. You'll never get rid of it, and it's going to cause nothing but damage. So you throw everything out in the yard, stone goes back to stone, dirt goes back to dirt, and now we'll rinse them off. The secret of getting stones off the dopstick is to put them in the freezer, and they're going to pop right off. I just had to go over everything just a little bit. Okay? I will be back in touch. Remember, you rock in leather if you need any kind of, want to see any finished pieces or anything, okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.